Mega Barbaracle has to be one of the most difficult Mega Evolutions to properly build a team around in Pokemon Champions, and that's for a slew of reasons. Once a Mega evolves, Barbaracle becomes a Rock and Fighting type, which is amazing offensively and is backed up wonderfully by its 140 base attack stat. However, this typing also suffers from a whopping 7 weaknesses, with at least 4 of them being some of the most common typings in the game. Mega Barbaracle does gain a relatively solid defensive boost on both sides of the spectrum, so it can survive some notable super effective attacks. That being said, the next challenge arises when we talk about the one thing that sets Mega Barbaracle apart from other Mega Evolutions, besides Blastoise. Barbaracle gets access to the move Shell Smash, which boosts both of your offensive stats and your speed by 2 stages at the cost of lowering your defensive stats by 1 stage. This immensely boosts Mega Barbaracle's offensive capabilities, and it has the speed necessary to become a legitimate sweeper. This isn't even taking into account that Mega Barbaracle keeps the ability Tough Claws, allowing it to have one of, if not the strongest hitting close combats in the entire game. But now we've gotten to the crux of the problem. We need to figure out how to set up with Shell Smash while simultaneously not getting knocked out because of our weak defensive typing. Moves like Fake Out can also disrupt the setup and ruin any chance we have of getting a sweep in motion. There are 2 Pokemon I had in mind to help mitigate these counters, so to speak, and the first one I want to bring up is Volcarona. Bug and Fire is resistant to 3 of the 4 major weaknesses that Mega Barbaracle has, and it has access to Rage Powder as a form of redirection. Volcarona can take the brunt of the damage that otherwise would have gone into Barbaracle and allow it to set up more reliably. It also has Tailwind at its disposal for speed control if needed. The next Pokemon is one of my favorites of all time, and that's Stinkaton. She can help us by using Fake Out on any mons that might threaten Barbaracle's setup, and with the ability Mold Breaker, there's nothing that can prevent her from doing this besides Protect or getting flinched herself. Feint is the next move I included to help break any Protects and Wide Guards once Mega Barbaracle begins its offense. Helping Hand will help our team's overall damage output when necessary, and of course we gotta have Gigaton Hammer to deal with those fairies. While you could definitely argue that Mega Barbaracle doesn't need Shell Smash to become a notable threat, I believe all Pokemon should take advantage of the tools that are unique to them, no matter how weak or strong they may seem. With all that being said, let's see what Mega Barbaracle is truly capable of. Alrighty, what is happening, y'all? It's SuperLaika2 here, and thanks to your guys' input once again, we have a Mega Barbaracle team here, and I gotta say, this has got to be the most experimental I've ever gotten when it comes to creating a team. And this wasn't exactly the first draft I had in mind for a Mega Barbaracle team. I did some testing with it, and it just wasn't panning out the way I was hoping for, so I was doing a lot of trial and error just to see in what ways I can get essentially the Shell Smash setup off more reliably. And I think I've come up with a team that not only does that, but has some other, I guess, either contingency plans or, I guess, endgame sort of scenarios that we can build upon. So we're going to start off with Barbaracle here, who isn't at the top of the team, but I'll explain what Dragonite does in a sec. So Mega Barbaracle, the main claim to fame that it has is that it has Shell Smash, and once a Mega evolves, it does keep Tough Claws, so close combat at the very least is going to be hitting insanely hard, especially off of a +2. Even without the +2, it's going to be hitting like a truck, so there will be times where I might not even opt to go for Shell Smash just to put that damage out right away, and usually that will be enough to get the job done. And of course, our secondary stab is going to be Rock Slide because it's a spread move. If y'all play Champions, you already know how much of a menacing move Rock Slide can be. Unfortunately, Barbaracle doesn't have any Rock-type contact moves that could take advantage with Tough Claws. If it had like Excel Rock or something, that would be insane on it, but of course, it's not going to have that luxury, so we're going to have to just rock it out with the old Rock Slide. And then, you know, Protect, of course, because Mega Barbaracle, especially after Shell Smash, is going to be quite vulnerable. So we're going to need to have something to help us on the defensive side of things. And it's also just nice to have against those turn 1 Fake Out situations. But I do have some ways to work around that as well. So we're going to skip back up to Dragonite here. And shout out to Jamie Boy for this Dragonite set in particular. So in the last video, I did use zoom lens on my Melodic to somewhat decent success, but the main reason why I've been so fixated on zoom lens lately is because I wanted to try out a trapping move with the item, and Dragonite just happened to fill the role of not only being immune to ground type moves that Barbaracle and some of our other mons would be weak to, but it is also resistant to the basic elemental types, so like fire, grass, water, and yeah, especially grass, because grass is at least for Barbaracle and also Hippowdon, is a kind of a bad weakness for it. Same goes for water, so yeah, it just kind of helps on that like defensive side of things, and it is basically more of a trapping sort of support set. So with zoom lens, if we move after our target, because I forgot to mention that in the last video, you only get the 20% increase to your moves if you're moving after the Pokemon that you're targeting, so be sure to keep that in mind. And we have Fire Spin to just trap mons in and to deal consistent damage each turn. Breaking Swipe is going to drop their attack, and it's also spread damage. And then we have Roost as well to heal back up and just kind of stay around for as long as possible. With that multi-scale, we're going to be taking that reduced damage when we're at full HP as well. And this is the combo with Hippowdon down here, who I've never used before, but I think with Dragonite as its partner, it can be pretty nasty in an endgame scenario where we can set up some curses, hit them rock slides or high horsepowers, basically just become unKO'able. We have Lefty's recovery and slack off too, so we're just going to be healing right back up when we have all those defensive boosts. And then having Sandstream as well is going to be nice, not only for Barbaracle being a rock type, but also is just a way to get rid of a lot of the weather that's going around. So particularly rain teams. Rain lately has been an absolute nuisance for me, and I wanted to find some ways to deal with that properly. I mean, obviously, because Barbaracle's a rock type, it's got a rock side, you know, Sun isn't going to be that big of a problem. The only thing that would bother me, I guess, would be Venusaur, but we do have Volcarona there, so we might have a way to properly handle that. And we're going to move up to one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Second favorite Pokemon, honestly, is Tinkaton. So she's back. I've used her very early on in Pokemon Champions to great success, and I wanted to bring her back here because she has some tools that can be pretty useful for this entire team. So of course she has the Fake Out, which is going to be awesome for helping Barbaracle or any of our other mons set up if need be. And then Gigaton Hammer, the claim to fame for her, great for dealing with those fairy types that can be a bit of a problem for Barbaracle and Dragonite as well. And it's just solid, like, big burst damage overall. It's like, honestly, if you're running Tinkaton, you gotta have Gigaton Hammer, otherwise there's just no point in running her. And then the last two moves right here are very specific. So we have Feint, which is going to be great to break Protects and Wide Guards for Barbaracle in case we need to either just deal that spread damage or to just hit something super hard with a close combat, guaranteed. And then we also have Helping Hand on top of that to boost Barbaracle or any of our other teammates' damage if needed. And it's just honestly such a great mon to have just for the utility alone. And I'm just glad to be using her once again, and hopefully we do find some situations where we can put her to work. And then Roserade is a very last minute addition on the team. Now, I needed a grass type that would help me deal with rain teams properly, but I also wanted a grass type that was both fast and strong on the special side of things. And because I can't exactly go, or well, I could technically choose a mega Pokemon to fill in that slot, I decided to make this team more Barbaracle focused than anything. If we were being optimal, it would be a second mega in that Roserade slot, but I'm just deciding to go with Life Orb, with Leaf Storm and Energy Ball, just to deal with that massive grass damage, to hopefully deal with stuff like Swampert, potentially Pelipper maybe, and any other water types that could potentially threaten us. And then last but not least, we have Volcarona, who will be our main lead along with Barbaracle, because it does have access to Rage Powder and Flame Body as well, so it can redirect moves, and then if they're doing contact, you have a 30% chance to burn them, which is very nice. But the redirection is mainly what it's here for, and it's also great defensive wise, because a lot of these super effective hits, besides water that would hurt Barbaracle, Volcarona can handle pretty well. And we also have Overheat for just that big fire burst damage if need be, since we are running a more bulky set. And then Struggle Bug is just nice for dropping special attack and just dealing spread damage as a whole. Tailwind I'm using in case we go up against any fake out users, so we protect Barbaracle on turn 1, and then hopefully Volcarona can get off a Tailwind if they try to fake out Barbaracle. And if not, then, you know, they just hit the Volcarona and potentially get burned, which is nice. So either way, we're going to be fine as long as they don't double up into Volcarona specifically. But yeah, that'll pretty much cover the whole team right here. Here are the EVs, if you guys are interested. And yeah, that will pretty much cover the team breakdown. This is a lot longer than I usually do for these breakdowns, but because of how experimental it was, I needed to clarify a lot of the reasons why I went with these mods specifically. But yeah, hopefully we get in some good results with Barbaracle here, and let me know if you guys maybe have some suggestions of your own for what you could do to improve this team, because once again, very experimental, very, like, you know, not sort of like, yes, this is the Mega Barbaracle team. No, this is like something I wanted to try out for fun mostly, but I think does have some validity to it. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into these games. Alright, here we are gonna continue our ranked matches. And in case people were wondering why I'm just kind of recording these videos while I'm ranking up and not like recording them when I've already hit Master Ball, it's because I don't really have as much time to really grind out champions like I would like to. And I just feel like it's also just kind of cool for me to just kind of document my progress in terms of how I've improved as a player. So recording all these runs is more of a me thing than anything. But let's see here. Yeah, this is your typical strong Mons team. It's just a matter of what they lead off with, honestly. I could definitely see Garchomp and Charizard being a lead. Either way, I'm gonna bring Hippowdon into this match no matter what. You know, I could lead off with Tinkaton, try to fake out the Zard if that's what they bring, and then I just, or maybe not even fake out the Zard. I fake out the Garchomp, I go for close combat, just try to take it out immediately, since that threatens us more than the Zard does in the grand scheme of things. Roserade isn't going to be all too helpful here, I don't think. But then again, actually, you know what? Forget everything I said. I'm going to lead off with Volcarona and... oh. Okay, alright. Well, that's fun. Waited way too long to think of a composition, but I guess I pretty much got most of the mons I wanted, except for Hippowdon, which is going to absolutely suck. I was right on the lead, though. And what I'm going to do here, since I don't have any fake out, I'm going to Tailwind. I'm going to protect here. Because no matter what, they're going to go for like some form of spread damage. It's either going to be Heat Wave on the Zard Y, or it's going to be Earthquake on the Chomp. And both of those are not going to be good for us. So it's best that we just get the speed advantage right away. Try to take the Zard Y out. And just kind of forgo the whole Shell Smash game plan. Unless there's a good opportunity for us to go for it. Okay, never mind. Garchomp goes for the Rock Slide. This is exactly why we have Charty Berry to live it. And live it pretty comfortably, but next time we are going to absolutely eat it. Oh, gonna go for the Solar Beam, I see. That's definitely into the... Yep, our Barbaracle here. So, set up that Tailwind. We are faster now. For sure. So, now... What's the plan? What's the plan here? Chomp is gonna go for Rock Slide no matter what. I think I would like to go into Tank here, because even like an Overheat is not going to do much to Chomp, even after Rock Slide. So I'm just gonna Rock Slide on Barbaracle, try to maybe get the Charizard, unless it protects. That's the only thing that could really throw us off. It's a very real possibility. Nope, they don't protect. So Zard goes down. Could potentially flinch the Garchomp, that would be great. But I'm not counting on it. Okay, you do go for Rock Slide again, which is completely fine. We eat those for breakfast. It's actually like evening right now, so maybe I should say dinner. Either way. Oh, it's you. Okay. So here's what we can do. Garchomp can't go for Earthquake, because if it does, it's going to hurt King Gambit. I have Fake Out here, but I want that King Gambit to just go down guaranteed. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to predict them going for a Protect. And I'm just going to hit it with that Close Combat. I do not want King Gambit on the field whatsoever. So, yep. I don't know if they were going to protect, but if they were, it ain't gonna matter, baby. They didn't have a Chople Berry, so they're either running Black Glasses or something or the other. Could potentially be running Sash too. They did go for Earthquake, alright. Oh, are you serious, dude? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. If I was full health, I definitely would have lived that Earthquake, because I've calced it out, and Barbaracle can live an Earthquake from a Garchomp, even with Life Orb. So that was just unfortunate, but I think Barbaracle has done a good enough job. I'll go into Dragonite here. Sinistra. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, unfortunately... Or maybe not unfortunately. Garchomp is probably going to have to go for... Like what? Probably like Dragon Claw on the Dragonite. I'm gonna Helping Hand, I'm gonna Breaking Swipe. I'm just gonna boost up Dragonite's damage as much as possible since it's not invested in it in any way. And the Breaking Swipes is gonna drop Garchomp's attack, making us even tankier. So even though our big offensive mana is gone, we can still try to shore it up. Oh, that was amazing too. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we needed. Rough Skin, unfortunately, is going to break our multi-scale. Garchomp goes for Earthquake again. Alright. Unfortunately, Tink is gone, but they do deal some damage to their Sinistra. And I think we're in the range where Breaking Swipe should take the Garchomp out. Hyper Beam? Excuse me? Hello? Okay. That is a first. They got a crit on me. Huh. Well, Tailwind is gone, which is not great whatsoever. Sinistra's pretty much useless. I'm gonna overheat into the Chomp slot, and I'm going to just Breaking Swipe again. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Ah, no, dude. Okay. You know what? Maybe I should have just protected there. Overheat in the sun should... Yep, it does good damage. That does drop our special attack, though. Sun's probably gonna go away after this turn as well. I mean, we do effectively wall the Sinistra, though, unless it has Shadow Ball. They could go for Hyper Beam again, but I'm sure we live it. Okay, we have enough to KO it. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Whew, that was a little close for comfort there, for sure. Us having Tailwind go out there was not great. But we were able to pick it up in the end, and that carried us into Ultra Ball, so... Yeah, like I said, I like doing these just to document my own progress, and these teams are more of a proof of concept than anything. Like, I'm basically presenting these ideas just for you guys to maybe either use them yourself or just build upon them. And I just think team building is a really fun aspect of VGC, and I do understand that it is difficult to do for a lot of people, but it really does come down to just playing battles, experiencing different team matchups on the ladder, and then taking some of the ideas that you go up against and seeing if you can formulate something of your own out of them. But we have... I don't know what they're going for here. I'm gonna be completely honest. They have a Belly Bolt. That most certainly has a Soap. They have Swampert, just no Pelipper. No, they... Maybe Belly Bolt can set up Rain with Rain Dance? Potentially? I don't know. This is quite odd. I think it would be in my best interest, though, to bring a Powdon and Roserade. Yeah. Yeah. Aerodactyl will be a problem if they lead off with it. Because the thing I would like to do is set up Tailwind most likely. Okay, no, it's gonna be Staraptor and Swampert. Intimidate. If that's Staraptor's final gambit, that's gonna be something for sure. And the question is whether they final gambit into Barbaracle or Volcarona. I'm gonna try to go for the safer play. Oh no, it's Mega Staraptor, alright. I guess that makes sense considering Swampert has no rain. What's the point of running Mega Swampert if you don't have any rain to back you up? Go for close combat. And yep, exactly what I was hoping for. Get the Tailwind off. Oh, you go for Earthquake, I see. Huh. So we are in the lead. I see you get that Staraptor out of there. I don't know if they protect here, that's the thing. Either way, I think I overheat and close combat into it. Even though it's resisted, close combat should deal a great amount of damage. At the very least, enough to where I think this plus overheat will take the KO. Alright. Do they protect? They don't. Alright. We land our close combat. That actually didn't do as much as I was hoping it would. I was hoping it at least do like half. Alright, well, Pokemon overheat. No, dude, it's just barely. If I maybe had a little bit of special attack investment. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, this, things are gonna be very, very bad from here on out. We still do have Tailwind. I'm gonna go Roserade here. Maybe Roserade's presence will scare off the Swampert into doing something. But actually, you know what? It might be in my best interest. Overheat here, just in case they protect, and I'm gonna go for that energy ball. Just, I was gonna say, please don't be Focus Sash or something weird. And of course, they had to have Quick Claw. Yeah, get out of here, dude. Man, I really wish stuff like Quick Claw wasn't in the game. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. We live. I don't know why you're running acrobatics. I wish we would have gotten the burn. Oh, and they have regular Palafin, zero Palafin. Gotta be kidding me, dude. That would have been it. We just gotta double up into... Or no. I'd be remiss not to at least deal with the Palafin. Even if it is just baby form. I don't want it to like flip turn out of here and get away with it. But Roserade's been putting in that work. It's doing the job that I set her out to do. Okay, and that was enough on the overheat to take out the Staraptor. Would have been nice if we had gotten it last turn. But that's a-okay. Tailwind's gone. Alakazam is the only one here. Okay. We can Struggle Bug. You're faster than me. Sheesh, look at my special attack drops, dude. We have a Powdon in the back, so I think we're pretty much fine. I'll be cheeky and go for a Protect, though. Just in case they try to, like, Psychic me or something. Well, you go for the Volcarona instead, alright. Well, I mean, from here, I think I could set up once just to get some damage in, guaranteed. Alakazam is not going to deal enough to take me out. Now, I'm about to go down with Roserade, so probably just be in my best interest to go for a Leaf Storm. Well, they do Psychic my Roserade. We do get a free curse though, which is nice. So high horsepower is going to be hitting extra hard. As long as we do manage to land it, that is. It's not fully 100% accurate, it's 95 for whatever reason. And thanks to Powdon with this sandstorm, I can get some chip damage in if need be. At the very least, it'll break any sashes that the Alakazam might have. Okay, yeah. Not exactly too much you could do in that situation. Though I will say on my part, it probably would have just been better off to double attack with Volcarona and Roserade. Instead of trying to predict that they would just go for Roserade off rip. I just figured that since my Volcarona was like -4, that the Roserade would be the bigger threat, but I guess they thought otherwise since, you know, bug type weakness and all. But otherwise, pretty good match, I must say. Like, Barbaracle didn't exactly get to shine too much, but, you know, it was just me not exactly making, or rather, I did make the right call, I just, didn't deal enough damage to the Staraptor to really take it out. So, yeah. I guess Barbaracle really does need, that setup. Even though it was resisted. Still would have been nice. What this has been proving to me, though, is that Tailwind on Volcarona has been so instrumental into winning these matches. I was actually opting to take it off at one point, but I'm glad I decided to stick with it. So they have Chimecho, potentially Mega, Delphox, potentially Mega, Blastoise, potentially Mega, and then also 3 Fake Out users, which is always fun. But I think we do lead off with our same buds here. Roserade isn't going to be able to deal too much damage to any of these except Blastoise, which I am kind of a little concerned about, but I think we will go with our Hippowdon and Dragonite as our last 2 mons. Yeah. With how many fire types they have, this is probably the best bet. This is a pretty wacky team, so I can only imagine how my opponents must be thinking when they're going up into me. So we got Mousehold and Volcarona. And of course there's Blastoise there. Ugh, I know you're gonna go for Shell Smash too, because that's what I'm going to do. Ooh, but what if you Fake Out? I mean, there'd be no point, otherwise why would you bring Mousehold? I'll Rage Powder just to be safe. I wanted to go for Tailwind, but yeah. And honestly, they don't even have to go for Shell Smash. They could just fire off a Water Spout. Give me a sec to remember. Volcarona is faster than the Mousehold. Oh, you're running Rain Dance? Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna get nuked here. You gotta be kidding me, dude. Alright. Alright. I don't even know if I want to play this out, I'm gonna be completely honest. Because with these two, it is gonna be a very slow and grueling match. And even then, Mousehold, all it needs to do is set up Rain Dance again. But yeah, I predicted exactly what they weren't going to do. And yeah, I pretty much paid the price for it. So yeah, I'm not going to continue this match. It's gonna pretty much be the same deal. But wow, that was, I mean, we were doing well. I mean, it was bound to happen that we'd run into a match where it just wouldn't pan out like we would want it to, but man, okay. In that case, I'm trying to think. Setting up definitely wasn't the play. It would have been better to just straight up attack the Blastoise if I had known they were going to go for Rain Dance on the Mousehold. That was the big thing. I just predicted that they would go for Follow Me. And going close combat into it would have dealt with the Mousehold. It wouldn't have dealt with the Blastoise, and we would have been KO'd regardless unless I dealt some damage with Volcarona. But yeah, I guess that's something I have to think about now. That is a very interesting and wacky setup that, yeah, you will definitely catch a lot of people off guard with. Such is the case with a lot of ladder matches. You'll end up going into a lot of super common stuff, and then sometimes you'll just run into teams like that, and just gonna get blown up for it. Can't exactly try to predict everything. So they have Lopunny, which is not great, I will say. Same with Grimmsnarl, Staraptor too. Again, I think it's Volcarona and Barbaracle. They probably won't have any weather stuff. That Milotic could hard wall us, so maybe bringing Roserade is the play. It can also deal with the Grimmsnarl and the Whimsicott pretty well. Now the question is whether or not I bring Dragonite or Hippowdon. Tank could be pretty good too, but I think I'll bring Dragonite. Got Gallade and Whimsicott. Could this potentially be beat up Whimsicott with Mega Gallade? That is certainly a real possibility. I honestly think it would be in our best interest to just go ahead and try to get it out of here. If they do go for a straight up attack though, I don't know if Barbaracle could live. That's my main issue with this. No, they just go for Tailwind, then they don't Mega Evolve at all. Leaf Blade. Oh, we barely live, but that's ooh. Decent damage with Rock Slide at the very least. Oh, it was a crit on the Gallade, no wonder. Overheat to get the Whimsicott out of here. They don't have any... At least, well, we'll have to see what they send out. Of course, it's Staraptor. Ugh, dude, this, I'm gonna protect and Tailwind myself. Just to even the playing field. The Staraptor could go for, I don't know, Brave Bird or something into a Volcarona here. That would be pretty awful. That's exactly what they do. Yeah. We do get the Flame Body proc, but they have Tailwind up, so that's already gonna be very bad for us momentum-wise. I'm gonna try to Psycho Cut me right after. I'm gonna have to bring out Dragonite. I hope Glade doesn't have, like, I don't know, Ice Punch or something. I'm gonna Fire Spin, and then you try to Psycho Cut me, so I know for a fact that maybe they'll go for a Leaf Blade. That's being very optimistic, though. That's being very optimistic. I think I'll still swap Barbaracle out here. Because I feel like in terms of potential, it'll... Okay. That was a good swap. They do get the boost, though. They Psycho Cut my Dragonite instead. Fire Spin the Staraptors, so it's gonna be trapped in here. It's gonna take burn damage and spin damage. How many turns of Tailwind do they... Ooh, one? One, you say? I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna double protect here. The only issue is, I think Staraptor's going to still live after this turn, but now they're not going to, what is it? Not gonna have that speed boost. Burn. Yeah, just barely, but they can't swap out. They are gonna go down regardless, so what I'm gonna do here, I might just roost up on my Dragonite. Roserade's probably gonna go down. Maybe if I get like a double protect in, that'd be nice. Because Staraptor could also just take it out as well. I'll try it. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it, unfortunately. Yeah. But I guess that was a good swap for me, because Barbaracle is still alive. They don't have the speed boost anymore. Don't get a crit. Man, sometimes delayed. I love you, but at the same time, really can get on my nerves. If that wasn't a crit, we could have roosted up, and we would have been a-okay. But now, all we can do is just rely on like rock slide spam. And even then, I don't think it's gonna help us out. It's like, man, one flinch. Wait, Barbaracle is like, not yet. Not yet. I don't know if I definitely won't be able to pull off something like that again. There's a chance though, but the fact that I even got that double flinch to begin with was wild. But man, dude, this has been rough. Maybe. No. Alright. Well, I tried. But man, that was so unfortunate. If we didn't get crit, we definitely would have had a chance there. I know for a fact that we would have had a chance. And maybe it would have, I don't know. Maybe it would have been better to sack Barbaracle and then have Roserade still be in the back, because it would have outsped the Gallade and it definitely would have dealt with that Milotic. But again, if I didn't get hit by that crit, we would have been in a much better spot. But hopefully I can get like at least like 2 more victories in. That would be nice. Round off the video. But yeah. Barbaracle, this is why it took me a while to really experiment with this type of team, because Barbaracle is not as easy to set up compared to a lot of other setup mons. They have Kangaskhan that can fake out, they have Aggron, they have Slowbro and Galarian Slowking. I am faster than the Kangaskhan, so if they try to go for fake out, Tink can fake them out instead. Volcarona in the back, maybe, just in case they bring that Aggron. I'm not too sure about that, though. Dragonite could be pretty good, too, actually. And, you know what, maybe I will throw in Hippowdon, too. Yeah, I think defensive typing-wise, this is probably the better play. Well, what do they go with here? Kangaskhan and Megamind. Alright. Well, this is a problem simply because... what are they gonna do with that, on that Slowking? I won't be able to even remotely take it out effectively with Barbaracle. And it can just straight up dupe me. With whatever it does. Man, this is just such a rough spot. I mean, I guess I can play it safe and protect here. Let's fake out the Kangaskhan. Or no, you're... okay, you're Mega Kangaskhan, alright. That does mean you're faster than me, though, so you probably will fake me out if you're fully speed invested. And you are not. Okay. Flamethrower? Okay. I mean, Kangaskhan was definitely going for a fake out there. No ifs and or buts about that. I'm just gonna close combat the Kangaskhan. Barbaracle should definitely be able to live a hit. And then I guess I'll just Gigaton the Slowking. Yeah. Oh, they withdraw. Aaron. I love that name. Although, you're probably sturdy. If you swapped out, you probably knew that, yeah, Aggron could live the hit. Gigaton doing solid damage. Yeah, go figure. That means they have free reign to do whatever they want with Slowking, pretty much. Yeah, my defenses have dropped. They're okay. No, they're just gonna zero in on my my Tink. All right. I'm faster than both of them, so Ugh, I won't be able to deal enough damage. That's the main thing. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna swap into Hippowdon here. Even though my defenses are lowered, maybe the special defense boost from the Sandstream could help me out here. Oh, you also withdrew Silken, alright. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Wait, you're faster than me? Are you full speed, Aggron? I mean, thankfully I eat it, but still. Yeah, you're out of here. That was if they multi-scale on the Dragonite. Alright. They're probably going to bring out their Kangaskhan, if anything. They could bring out King too. Yep, there it goes. I mean, you're for sure faster than me in all fronts. Setting up isn't going to really help us out too much, I don't think, so it probably would be in our best interest just to pile on some damage while we go for the protect here. Unless they just fake out the Hippowdon, sure thing. Try to Draco me? Alright. Again, I'm not faster than... Probably not faster than either the, Wait, I can make the switch of a lifetime here. If they go for Draco Meteor again into Barbaracle, I could swap Tinkin for free, basically. And I just gotta... Probably just hit another Rock Slide again, yeah. It's only if they go for another Draco, though. Please? Body Slam. Ow. That hurt a lot, actually. And, of course, we get the Para. Double hits means double the chance. No, they just... Okay. They just double up. You know what? This is fine for me. We can go into our Barbaracle here. We can fake out, but... Do I predict them to swap Kangaskhan out into King? That's basically what I'm banking on. Because what I can do is I can fake out the Dragonite. Maybe it would be safer to go for Rock Slide. But if I want to guarantee, like, win the game, it would be Shell Smash. This is very, very risky. This is a very risky play. I'm gonna go for it, though. No, I predicted the wrong slot. I predicted the wrong slot. If I faked out the Kangaskhan instead... Oh. But you go with the Ting. Okay. Wow, alright. So I think we're still in this. I think they underestimated Barbaracle here. Yeah, get that Sand Ship. Dragonite's here. Okay. I think we just gotta go for Breaking Swipe and Rock Slide. Although, yeah. In case they swap into Dragonite with Kangaskhan, I could, this would be the best thing to do. It hits both Mons as well. Will they make the switch though? That's the big question. They don't. Woo! That's some good damage though. Oh, but they don't get the flinch. Just barely. Woo-hoo-hoo! Barbaracle! Woo! Okay. Please, Dragonite, be faster. Oh, yes, dude. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yo! Okay, this was the Barbaracle game. This right here was the Barbaracle game, dude. Wow. Oh, man. And all I got left is Dragonite. Our Dragonite's at full. We just go for that close combat, baby. We're not even gonna risk that that rocky accuracy. Oh man. Oh. Ooh. That was an immaculate Barbaracle game right there. Wow. I'm still just kind of in awe. Like, I feel like Barbaracle definitely should have gone down like 3 or 4 turns ago, but the fact that they just underestimated it, I don't think they respected Barbaracle enough. Honestly, if I had gotten the fake out onto the Kangaskhan, that would have been a lot better, but the fact that they decided to body slam the Tink, that's what will allow me to win right there. But on top of that, even living the body slam from the Kanga right after, like, oh man. And that was with the defense drops from Shell Smash too. I just like barely lived, but man, that was so good. If Barbaracle had gone down, it would have been Dragonite 1v1, which I would have won. I definitely would have won. But man, dude, that was insane. And I'm looking at the time here. It might just be best to call it there, because like, I know it wasn't like you know, I didn't exactly get the greatest matches in the world, Barbaracle, aside from that last one. That last one was like incredible. I couldn't have asked for anything better from a last match, but like, yeah, I really did try to make this sort of team layout work. This definitely isn't like the best team for Barbaracle, I feel, but I tried to account for not only a lot of its weaknesses, but I tried to account for what would happen in these scenarios where Barbaracle does do great damage to the team, maybe gets like a KO or two, but what do we do afterwards? Of course, you could go for like, you know, just put in your strong mons, get your Garchomp, Sneasler, Basket Leech, and whatnot. That's probably the more optimal play, but I wanted to try something a little bit different, something that would kind of cement my victory, if that makes any sense. And that's where I came up with the Dragonite and Hippowdon combo, which I didn't get to put into full use during these matches, but I think it did do, both the mons did do their jobs very well when I needed them to, which is all I could really ask for. And I think everyone on the team actually put in some mad work. So at the end of the day, I'd say this was a success, if anything. Like, of course, you know, not all these matches were going to go as smoothly as I would hope they would, and I didn't expect them to go all that smoothly. But given what we had to deal with, I think we did a pretty dang good job. So, yeah. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel, because I will be making more Pokemon Champions teams with these Mega Evolutions. I'm definitely going to be doing Mega Raichu X next, since I did say that whoever would be the runner-up on the last poll would have a team made after, and that was Raichu. So I will be cooking that up in the meantime. But yeah, Mega Barbaracle is such a dope mom. It's very tricky to get to work though. It is definitely more of a singles mon than anything. But I wanted to try and, you know, attempt the challenge of making it work in spite of the flaws that it does possess. And yeah, I think we did a pretty good job. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you all next time. Take care, y'all.